there is somebody who is going to see your exact thoughts, your exact feelings, even your exact experiences, and they are going to insert themselves one way or another into your story and into the things that you have to say. And all you have to do is have the courage to fucking say them.
You're listening to the From Imposter to Empowered podcast. I'm your host, Jill Perrick, a business and mindset coach who specializes in imposter syndrome. If you feel like you're not as smart, capable, or worthy as you actually are, and that someone is going to find you out, then you come to the right place. I went from being a struggling government worker, working my coaching business on the side, but feeling unworthy and burnt out, to making multiple six figures helping women overcome imposter syndrome so they too can sign clients, make bank, and have the business or career of their dreams. I am nothing special. I have a stuttering disability, ADHD, and I struggle with anxiety and depression. So if I can learn how to feel good enough and overcome my inner imposter, then so can you. Let's dig in.
I am riding the high of 5 days in Telegram with just amazing women. I really love these days because for some people, it takes them some time to warm up to me. If you can hear that, that's Hugo in the background snoring. He is so fucking loud. But it takes people a while to warm up to me and really tell me like their innermost thoughts, the feelings that they're fucking having, the thoughts that they're having. But over time, I've really grown my reputation as the imposter syndrome queen, and I am always so grateful when somebody comes into a container and they just fucking let me have it. They spew all of the beliefs and thoughts that they're having, especially because they have that safety of, okay, I've been doing this for a while. They've seen that I've worked with tons of clients and that I've got them incredible results, but also they see that like I talk about imposter syndrome. I talk about imposter syndrome and I talk about like that feeling of not being good enough and all of the taboo things that you think you're feeling that nobody else is feeling. I had a Q&A with a client inside of the Iconic Coach, which is a course that I ran for my clients where it's all about like becoming a really good coach. So being able to have these really great sessions with clients, being able to pull like the subconscious transformations and subconscious breakthroughs and the things that are at the root, right? So like it's an incredible course. If you become a client, you will get 100% free access to that course and it will make you a better coach, I fucking guarantee. So this client was not a client, but she came for the course and she purchased the course separately, and then she came to the Q&A and she just jumped right in. She just jumped right in about like, oh, I'm having all of these thoughts. I'm having these thoughts of not feeling good enough, blah, 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 blah. And she just wanted the confirmation that she was not crazy for having these thoughts, that she was not this like odd man out when it came to the coaching industry, that she had thoughts of like self-doubt and not feeling good enough, right? Now, of course, if we are thinking about how often you're having these thoughts and if it really is affecting your content, your sales, all of these things, that is why people come to me. It's okay to have these thoughts. Like it's not a big deal, but when they are actively getting in the way of being your best self and like really hitting the strategy hard and really going after your fucking dreams and creating the income that you know you're capable of, that is when we need to have a conversation, okay? So I am just coming off of a week of just incredible conversations with people and just really seeing the value in the work that I do. And there are two things that came up multiple times with multiple people that I really wanted to talk to you about today because it is going to blow up your content and it is going to change the game for the way that you do content and who you attract into your world. Now, the first thing is you need to cut the shit when you think that you are so unique and so special and you have the thought of there is no one out there like me. Because you are probably trying to create content and trying to show up and sell your offers. And a piece of that is like utilizing your story and helping that past version of you, whatever you have overcome, achieved, accomplished, and helping other people do the same. And you are doing yourself a massive fucking disservice by telling yourself that there is no one else out there who is experiencing the same things as me or has experienced the same things as me. There is no one else out there who has had the same thoughts as me. I made so much money from just talking about imposter syndrome as a full-fledged mindset coach because I would take the thoughts that I was having in my brain and the very specific feelings, and I would kind of allow my audience to have a sensory experience by helping them have a glimpse into the actual things I was experiencing and how imposter syndrome led me to experience these things. And people were like, you're in my head. I've been told that for years. It feels like you're in my fucking head, Jill. And that is because I will speak into existence the intangible things that are happening behind the scenes. I will say I'm having these thoughts, or I had these feelings, or this is the exact experience that I had, because you think if you get too specific, you think if you say, well, I've had this thought, but do people really have this thought and blah, 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 that people aren't going to be able to see themselves in your content. But subconsciously, we are selfish motherfuckers. We make everything about ourselves. So there is somebody who is going to see your exact thoughts, your exact feelings, even your exact experiences, and they are going to insert themselves one way or another into your story and into the things that you have to say. And all you have to do is have the courage to fucking say them. All you have to do is have the courage to actually lean in and think, what if I wasn't so unique? What if I wasn't so special? Right? And it's so funny because when I wrote my best-selling book, You're Not Special, like, I didn't realize how full circle this would all come. But the concept of that was essentially, you are not so special that the universe left you out. You can actually have everything you choose to have. Imposter syndrome is not real for you. It does not have to be your truth, right? You are worthy. You are deserving of everything that you fucking want. So you're not special. You're not unique. You think that you have these unique thoughts and experiences and nobody else has them, but that is actually the exact thing you need to lean into to attract a higher paying client, to attract somebody who is actually a perfect fit for your work. Okay. And that leads me to the fact that you think that nobody gives a fuck about your story, that nobody cares about you and the stories that you have to tell, again, because it's not relatable, or it showcases how you've struggled and you have shame about how you've struggled. You're so used to being like a people pleaser and really like buttoned up, zipped up as like this perfect person. And even though you don't want to admit that, you really have a kind of persona and an identity that you're comfortable with your audience seeing. You're thinking about all the people in your personal life who may potentially see your posts if you start to be a bit more honest and a bit more truthful and authentic. People care about your story because it is mirroring their experience. It is allowing them to experience their own life and to see their own potential through the stories that you tell. And storytelling, in very simple fucking terms, it activates a different part of the brain that your logical content doesn't, right? And by telling a story and by putting you at the center of your fucking brand, you are actually doing more than you even realize. You are actually going to be paid to be you, paid to exist when you put yourself at the center of your brand and realize that people want to be in your energy. They want to be around you. They want to learn from you. Of course, you need to have something to fucking teach them. Of course, you need to think of yourself as like a leader and not just have like fluff behind the scenes. Like, these people actually want to learn from you and be led by you, right? Of course, that is a piece of it. But People are learning through your stories. They're seeing themselves in your stories. And you need to fucking realize that. And you constantly having the thought of nobody cares about me and the stories that I have to tell, blah, 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 blah. It is watering down your brand and you are sounding like everybody fucking else. No one cares about the Stripe screenshots until there is a story behind it. And you are the story behind it, right? Like, things feel boring and like very basic bitch and like everyone else when you take away what makes you you. When you take that away, you're also taking away the edge, the magic to your content, to your offers, to all of these fucking things. And this is why I do what I do, because you realize that even with all of the fucking strategy, if you have imposter syndrome, if you have shame about your past, if you have a fear of being seen, if you don't feel good enough, if you don't have any confidence when it comes to creating your content and showing up and selling your offer, like, you're not going to make any fucking money. And, you know, I am not somebody who loves the whole like faceless marketing kind of thing, because like I really do think that the majority of coaches don't realize that the reason why they're not making any money is because they are the personal brand. You are the brand, but you're telling yourself you're not good enough. You're telling yourself nobody cares about your story. You're hiding in fear. You're afraid to be seen. You're afraid to be vulnerable and be authentic and to just say what you fucking mean, and it is bleeding your money. It is leaking money. When you stop thinking you're unique and special and different from your perfect client, which honestly, your best client, your perfect client is just you, however many years ago, however many months ago, it truly is, right? When you clean that up and when you really shame from who you are, allow yourself to be vulnerable and authentic and tell your story strategically so you really can resonate with the people in your audience and they can see themselves in your work, you're going to blow the fuck up. And my love, when you're ready to stop fucking playing small, stop watering yourself and your content down, you want to step into the most unapologetic, fully expressed, wildly paid version of you, now is the time to get into my fucking world, because this is where we are playing bigger, thinking sharper, selling smarter, and you are becoming the woman who actually lives the life her journal has been rooting for. The version of you inside of your journal, she is coming out to play. She is going to be ruthless and she's going to be rich as fuck. Like I said, now is the time to get into my world. Come and send me a DM at your coach Jill on Instagram and let's chat.